Alright, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders up in Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to all the Akim that's pushing His word in truth and sincerity. I want to continue on the episode on the show, The Milk. Lord's willing, this will be episode 6. I wanted to, Lord willing, title it What is Sin? You know, because I want to go into pretty much who is sin, what is sin, or who can sin, rather, and just get out a few scriptures on it, and just continuing on with the milk, just reiterating on what the milk is for. It's obviously very basic, you know, where we laid our foundation at. It's for you know, a brother in DC. The DC camp always say that we living in the times of Acts now. You know, and if you remember in the times of Acts, you know, the ministry, the body was growing at a rapid pace. You know, so more and more brothers are coming into this thing, and you know, it's cool to go into the meat. You know, obviously brothers that can chew it up and understand it and take it to better themselves. But you know, it's very important to harp on the milk, you know, to build the foundation of the flock coming in. You know, with myself being almost 3 years in this thing, I understand still being a babe how important it is to be weaned from the breast, you know, and take on the milk. So just very basic again. I want to go into what's sin, and I want to get this first scripture. Bear with me 1 second. This is 1 John 3 and 4, and it says, Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of law. Right, so sin is the transgression of law. You know, what is the law that they speaking about? It's talking all the way back in the time of law of Moses, the covenant, you know. And I just want to go into the when the covenant was established and who it was brought down to and who it was given to. And I'm going to start in Genesis. I'm going to just read from the top to Genesis 17. And it says, And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, Yahweh appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the almighty power. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made thee. And the word Abraham, or the name Abraham, to say the name Abraham in Hebrew is Abraham. Just a side note. It says, And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee and their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a power unto to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. Right, now I just want to point out, it says an everlasting covenant. You know, so when people say you know, he done away with Israel, it says everlasting. Everlasting, you know. Verse 8, it says, And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power. Again, there go the word everlasting. It says, and Yahweh said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. This is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised. Then it goes into the circumcision. I'm gonna jump down to verse 15. It says, and Yahweh said unto Abraham, as for Sarai, thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her, of Sarah. It says, then Abram fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? He's saying, look, man, we mad old. How you gonna give us a child? But it's of the Lord. Verse 18 says, and Abraham said unto Yahweh, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. And the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant with his seed after him. See? Now my point of reading all that was that verse right there. I'm going to read it again. It says, this is Genesis 17:19. It says, and the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant with his seed after him. So the covenant was made between Abraham and the Most High, Yahweh, which in that verse it proves to you that covenant was passed down to Isaac. Now let's see who Isaac passed down the covenant to. This is Genesis, the 27th chapter. I'm going to read this from the top as well. It says, and it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could see not, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here am I. And he said, behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. Therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go to the field, and take me some venison, and make me Savior meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. See, now he was intending on giving that covenant that we just read about in the 17th chapter of Genesis. Isaac was intending to give it to his eldest son Esau, but here's what happens. It says, verse 5, and Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison, and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison, and make me Savior meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before Yahweh before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence two good kids of the goat, and I will make them Savior meat for thy father, such as he loved. See, now Rebecca pretty much trying to get Jacob the blessing. That's what's happening right now. You know? So she said, so she pretty much told him, you know, go fetch the flock quick, you know, so I can prepare it for him, you know. So they intended on tricking Isaac. Verse 11, it says, and Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I will bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. And when he went and fetched them, Salaki, and when he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory of meat such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her oldest son. So she made him smell like his brother, because you know Isaac couldn't see. Isaac turned, you know, he couldn't see. So she made him smell like Esau, so that he would think that that's Esau feeding him. Verse 16, and she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon his smooth neck to make him hairy. And she gave him the savory of meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hands of her son Jacob. And it came unto his father, and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn, and I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless thee. And Isaac said unto him, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because Yahweh thy power brought it to me. Which, you know, yeah, he was deceiving his father, but you know, through the Spirit we know that to be true, because the Most High had it to be that Jacob was to get the blessing. You know, so the Most High worked through his mother Sarah, Rebekah, Salakia. The Most High put the Spirit on Rebekah to have Jacob do this. You know, so that's pretty much how he got it quickly. Verse 21, it says, and Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, and his brother's Esau hand, as his brother's Esau hands. So he blessed him. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, that I will eat my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field, which Yahweh hath blessed. Therefore, God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee, and everyone that Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. See, now that's pretty much the point there. You know, that everlasting covenant that we read about in Genesis 17 was passed down to Jacob from Isaac. So Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is who that covenant belonged to. And as the title of this video is, what is sin? Is transgression of the law, which the law was given unto Moses. The law was given unto Moses, which the law was given unto Moses, which was from the tribe of Levi, which Levi was one of the sons of Jacob. You know, and as you can go back to one of the earlier episodes in the show The Milk, we already established who were the Israelites. You know, so my point being is the only people that can sin are the Israelites. You know, the law wasn't given to the heathen because they didn't come from that line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, you know, I know that it was more so of, this video was more so of just reading, you know, rather than, you know, interjecting. But, you know, Lord's willing, whoever come across this video, whoever is maybe for, Lord's will, you be edified to understand what sin is, and that we're the only people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans can sin. You know, it was only given to us. You know, we are the only ones who can transgress the law. But you know, that's pretty much all I got. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and peace and salutations to all the arguments pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.